The market is falling out of bed this morning in London. We here at Ondex Insights were talking about 70s being the new 80s. Well, it seems the market is getting even ahead of our forecast as we are testing the 70 handle right now. As I turn to our screen here on Flux, we're looking at a price of front month Brent contract for December trading at $70.04. Now, we're going to see whether or not the market momentum is going to pursue downwards when the U.S. wakes up. But there's a couple of things to bear in mind. What is extraordinary with this sell-off that's coming off after a rather stable Asian session is the fact that the market seems to be disregarding completely tensions in the Middle East. And even as Israel escalates its kinetic action in southern Lebanon, with now incursions directly into the territory by its troops, well, the market seems to be placing a rather low risk of disruption to supply in the broader region. So what does this leave us with? Well, the positioning of hedge funds and money managers on Brent futures. These market participants have been net short and at very low levels of exposure. And their sentiment has been at the mercy of macro developments, especially centered around China. As we know, we had a raft of indicators out of China in terms of policy measures, especially on the monetary side. So the question is this a delayed reaction to the announcements of those measures? Is the market really buying the monetary stimulus? Now, of course, the PBOC has acted to reduce repo rates, reserve requirements at commercial banks, mortgage deposit ratios, and a raft of other measures. But all these measures seem to be benefiting more the financial sphere, and we saw the CSI 300 stock index shoot upwards. But what does it really mean for the real economy and therefore for oil demand? The question here really for us is, you may lower as much as you want the cost of borrowing money. If on the other hand, you don't have demand for credit, then you won't have monetary expansion. If there's hesitancy on behalf of the consumer or the investor, then maybe they're not going to go buy that secondary house. Maybe they're not going to buy that big ticket item. And so fiscally, the government has to move. And the recent meetings of the Politburo have shown us that basically they don't have specific measures in mind other than perhaps agreeing eventually to another issue of CJBs. Now, for now, the market is still holding at 70. And the question is, will it capture its $60 handle this afternoon? Time will tell. We'll wait for the U.S. to wake up and we'll get back to you.